Hello everyone, and a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're joining us. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 9B. Myself, Rohan Joshi, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GIA Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 4th World Conference on Information Systems for Business Management, ISBM 2025. The fourth edition of this conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday on 24th of September at Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom yesterday and today. I hope you will enjoy all the knowledgeable sessions throughout this particular time. A quick guidelines for all the participants. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for the questions and the answers. When the time reaches 8 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. It is requested to all the participants to keep their presentations concise, to the point, and complete it within the required timestamp. There is another request to all the participants to stay connected with us till the ending remarks. If you have any query or any update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session. I would like to introduce Dr. Geeta Navle, who is the professor and head of the Department of Computer Engineering at Sihagarh Institute of Technology and Science. She brings 25 years of teaching experience and has published over 30 papers in reputed international journals. She has participated in more than 20 international and national conferences and holds 3 patents to her credit. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. I would like you to address the session and share a few words. Thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. Rohan, I will talk at the end of the session. Just now, I will just welcome all the participants and we can start with the session.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, for our next presentation, we will be moving ahead. We have Narisa Tonsri, who is going to present her paper, Confidence Intervals for Difference Between the Percentiles of the Delta Rayleigh Distributions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson, for introducing me. Hello, everyone. My name is Nerissa Thonsi. Now I'm doing PhD in statistics from King Mongkut University of Technology, North Bangkok, Thailand. My presentation in the afternoon is in 4 parts. First, I will start with why I'm interested in this topic. Next, I will go on to explain the method that I use in the research. After that, I will demonstrate the result and present a real-world data application. And finally, I will finish with a research conclusion. And if you have any question, I will be happy to answer them at the end. So now let's begin with why I undertook this research. Relay distribution is a continuous and positive probability distribution. Was first introduced by Relay in 1880. It has been applied in various fields. According to Senfeld and Panis in 2016, it is also used to describe wind speed and data pollution. In many real-world situations, many datasets may contain zero values. In 1992, Lamberg introduced the concept of zero inflation. Based on this concept, Phil and his team in 2023 introduced the delta delay distribution. It consists of two components that are zero value and standard delay distribution, which make distribution more flexible than standard delay distribution. According to Phil and his team, we let X be the random sample from delta delay distribution with a scale parameter and proportion of zero value. The CDF of x is equal to delta plus 1 minus delta times CDF of the standard delay distribution for x greater than 0. And for x is equal to 0, it is equal to delta, which is provided in equation 1. And the CDF of the delta delay distribution for various scale parameter and proportion of zero value are provided in figure 3 and 4. We let omega I denote the percentile of delta delay distribution. It can be expressed in equation 2. And we let lambda denote the difference between percentile of the delta delay distribution and its estimator is provided in equation 3. Percentile represent value at or below a specific position of an ordered dataset. They are crucial for describing variation and extreme in air pollution data and widely applied in various fields. For interval estimation, many researchers have construct confidence interval for important parameters in different distributions based on the concept of zero inflation model, as shown below. Previous studies have examined interval estimation of percentile in other distributions such as delta log normal and delta Bourbon-Sander distributions. No study have focused on the delta delay distribution, so the objective of this research is to construct confidence interval for difference between percentile of the delta delay distribution using generalized confidence interval or GCI, normal approximation or NA, method of variance estimate recovery or mover, percentile bootstrap, confidence interval or PBCI, and Bayesian method. The first method is generalized confidence interval or GCI. In 1995, Iran Hadi introduced the method which based on the concept of the pivotal quantity or GPQ. It had the two properties as follows. Based on this concept, in 2014, Wu and His introduced a GPQ for delta using variance stabilizing transformating technique. And 2023, Tao Pung Pan Sang Nawakit proposed the GPQ for sigma of the standard relay distribution. Consequently, the GPQ for both parameter and omega I and lambda are provided in equation 4 to 7. And the confidence interval based on the method is provided in equation 8. The next method is normal approximation. This method improves accuracy as a sample size increase. By applying Taylor series expansion and central limit theorem to derive asymptotic mean and variance of the estimator. Equation 9 and 10 provide the individual percentile and its estimator, which we consider as a function of parameters. After dividing partial derivative with respect to each parameter, the estimator of individual percentile can be expressed in 11. And asymptotic mean and estimator of asymptotic variance are given in equation 12. And we assume that these estimators are independent by using the central limit theorem and applying the NA method. The confidence of lambda is obtained in equation 13. The next method is the mover of variance estimate recovery or mover. In 2011, Donner and Su proposed the method to construct confidence interval for the linear combination of parameters by considering their lower and upper limit separately. In this research, we apply the concept of GCI to determine the confidence limit of each parameter of each percentile, and confidence limits for each percentile are present in equation 14. Consequently, the confidence interval for lambda using the mover method is obtained in equation 15. Due to time constraint, this presentation will focus on the first three methods. So let's move on to the simulation study. In simulation study, Monte Carlo were conducted for 5,000 iterations. The most efficient confidence interval meets the criteria of achieving correct probability of 0.95 and yielding the shortest average width. We set the parameter of sample size, scale parameters, proportion of zero value as shown below, and algorithm that used in for constructing confidence interval in the study described below. So now let's turn attention to the result. This is an overview of the efficacy of our method for various sample size, scale parameter, and proportion of zero value. In Figure 8, demonstrate that the coverage probability of our method exceeds or were close to 0.95 across various sample size except for PBCI method. DNA method produced the coverage probability above the value for our setting as the sample size increase and the average fit of the OR method decreased considerably, and the GCI method performed best by yielding the shortest average fit. And we found that for the same pattern of the remediating method and for the remediating parameter setting and with a few points of difference that are in Figure 9, Bayesian method perform weakly when scale parameter differ, and the average fit of our method decrease as the scale parameter increase. And for the Figure 10, the NR and Bayesian method perform better at a proportion of zero value increase, and the average bit as proportion of zero value increase, except for GCI and mover method. All in all,
To interrupt, but your 8 minutes are over. Please try to finish your presentation within the next
okay,
2 minutes. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, this is the conclusion. In this study, we construct confidence interval for the difference between percentile for of the delta Lillet distribution using GCI, NA mover, PBCI, and Bayesian method. In the data application, we apply carbon monoxide dataset from Trang and Songkhla province, and we found that the GCI method is the most important, the most effective. This result arrived with the finding of Chanthasuwan and Ratthasukharom in 2024. And in our study, we will extend to construct a confidence interval for the common percentile of the several delta Lillet distribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to ask our session chair if she has any questions regarding this particular presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Rohan. I just wanted to ask Nerissa, am I right? Nerissa, how to pronounce it? Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. You have compared so many methods, statistical methods. What makes GCI more better that it is giving you good results?
What make the could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, you have compared so many statistical methods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what makes GCI more better? Why it is giving you good results over other than statistical methods?
It's because it provide most first is provide is it achieve the criteria of first and achieving of the coverage probability of 0.95 and then yield the shortest average width in or in almost situation that we consider ค่ะ
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the presentation. We will now move ahead with the next presentation. For the next presentation, we have Surya Anugrah, who is going to present the paper evaluating the effectiveness of Indonesia's core tax administration system, challenges, early impacts, and lessons for digital tax reform.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Surya Nugrah from Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Today, I will present my research titled Evaluating Indonesia Core Tax Administration System, or CTIS. The study examines both the potential and the challenges of CTIS as a milestone in Indonesia's digital tax transformations. Let me begin with the paradox. On one hand, CTIS is seen as having high potential. It is designed to modernize tax administrations, improve compliance, and strengthen revenue collections. But on the other hand, its usability is undermined by technical issues, inconsistent and data integration and user adoption challenges. So the paradox is a system with strong potential yet struggling with practical usability. CTIS represents Indonesia's milestone in digital transformation for tax administration. Launched in January 2025, its primary goals are improving compliance, enhancing efficiency, and strengthening transparency. However, early challenges emerge, such as technical problems, data migration issues, and taxpayers' adoption barriers. This research combines two theoretical perspectives. The first one is technology acceptance model, focusing on perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use as key drivers of system adoptions. The second one, institutional theory, highlighting the role of regulative, normative, cultural, cognitive pillars in shaping organizational acceptance. By integrating this perspective, we gain a more complete understanding of CTIS adoptions, both technical and institutionally. So in TAM, adoption depends on two main perceptions. The first is perceived usefulness, whether users believe CTIS improves performance, for example, making compliance easier. The second one, perceived ease of use, whether the system is user-friendly and simple to operate. Interestingly, even if usefulness is high, low usability can still hinder adoptions. This is where extend models like UTUAUT help explain adoption through additional factors, such as social influence and facilitating conditions. CTIS is not just about technology, it's also about institutional change. Regulative pillar like laws, rules, and regulations, such as Ministry of Finance decrees, normative pillars, professional norms and standards, and also cultural cognitive pillars, shared beliefs, and social understanding of digital taxations. So, CTIS adoptions depends not only technological but also on this institutional context. For this study, I use mixed method approach with three data sources. The first one, official documents, media coverage, and online survey. This combination of source ensures a balanced perspective, both from policymaker and from users. So the survey's result confirmed the paradox. About 70% respondents rated CTIS as useful improving tax administration. 43 found it easy to use. 55 experienced frequent technical error, and 30 reported difficulties with system stability. So while users recognize the value of CTIS, they are also frustrated by its limited usability and technical shortcomings. So what does this mean in theory? From the TIM perspective, adoption is hindered by low ease of use. Improving user interface design and stability is essential. From the institutional perspective, adoption requires stronger alignment between technical innovation and organizational structure. Therefore, success depends on bridging both perspectives, improving usability, and ensuring institutional adoptions. In conclusion, CTIS represents both an innovation and a challenge. Technical innovation is necessary to improve system performance and usability. Institutional transformation is equally critical to align rules, norms, and cultural practices with the new digital system. So, the key to success lies in aligning technical and institutional dimension of digital tax administrations. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. I would like to ask the session chair, Dr.
Yes.
Geeta Navya ma'am, for her
Yes.
questions.
From your findings, what one change could most improve user acceptance of CTS?
The simplify of the CTIS itself, it will improve the user's experience, ma'am.
No, what one change could most
So,
improve?
what the most, sorry?
What one change could most improve user acceptance of CTS? Hello,
Yeah.
are you getting?
Oh, okay. Before CTIS, taxpayer might have had to log in multiple systems, but in CTIS, with only one system, a user can log in into only one single system.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you for this presentation. We will now move on to the next presenter. For our next presentation, we have Krishna Saurabh Soni, who is going to present her paper, Intelligent Resume Evaluation Using LLMs, Skill Gap Identification, and Job Compatibility Storing. Is Krishna present in the meeting or anyone on her behalf is here? All right. We'll move on to the next presentation. The next presentation is by Saili Mulek, who is going to present her paper, Kinecharge, a smart kinetic energy to electric eco-energy generation from cycling motion for smart device charging.
Okay. Good morning, good everyone, or good afternoon to everyone. My name is Saili Moik from Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune, India. I am here to present our research work titled Kind Charge, a smart kinetic energy to electric eco energy generation from cyclic motion for smart device charging. This project has been carried out with my co-authors, as I mentioned in the screen. In this presentation, I will take you through the background, objective, research methodology, finding, and future scope of our work. So, moving to the introduction. As we all know, in today's world, the smartphones and portable devices are an essential part of our lives. However, keeping them charged is still a challenge in remote areas, during a long outdoor activities or in regions without reliable electricity supply. So, for this problem, our solution is to this problem is kind charge system. It is a small self-sufficient device that can be attached to the bicycle. So, as the person pedals, the kinetic energy from cycling is converted into electrical energy. This electricity can be stored and later used to charge the mobile devices. So the thus Kind Charge provides an eco-friendly, cost-effective, and reliable power source, especially for people who are traveling or living in off-grid location. Moving to the next, that is the research objective. So our research was guided by three main objectives as shown in screen. The first one is generate clean energy. We wanted to make the use of cycling motion to produce the electricity in a sustainable way. The second one is to develop a user-friendly design. The system should be simple to install on the most of the bicycles without require any major modifications. The third one and the main objective is to create a self-sufficient charging system. The device should be capable of reliably charging smartphones and other small gadgets even in a remote or in rural settings. With these goals, our project tries to combine renewable energy concept with practical usability. Moving to the next, that is literature review. As we know, while working on any project, we have to go what exists already. So several studies and technology already exist in this area. The one of the technology is bicycle dynamos. So bicycle dynamos have been used traditionally, but they produce unstable voltage and are not always safe for charging modern devices. After that, we have the hybrid system that combines dynamos and batteries have been studied, but they are often bulky and costly. Then the next is the supercapacitors. It is provide better efficiency in charging and discharging, but are expensive and not easily available. In comparison, kind charge stand out because it achieves about 45 to 50% of energy conversion efficiently. Also, it provides a stable 5-volt DC output, which is safe for charging mobile devices. It also uses affordable and readily available components, making it practical for the real world applications. Moving to the next, that is the methodological framework. So before moving to the research design, I would like to introduce the flow of our protocol. So we attach our protocol in such a way, the wheel of the cycle and the wheel of our innovation are in such a way when the cycle wheel rotates, it actually moves the model wheel, and DC motor rotates. Then DC motor produces current and passes through the capacitor. Capacitor stores the current. Here the electricity is generated. Electrical energy is generated and we use one LED to check whether the electricity is generated or not. So when we switch on the button, it will glows LED. That means the current is generated. The main use of current is for mobile charging. So the current from diode is passing to the actual socket and mobile get charged. So how the actual framework is done? The first one is research design. We build a prototype of kind charge system and attach it to the bicycle. Then the next important thing is data collection. We measure the parameters such as energy conversion efficiency and charging times for the smartphone. After that, we use the accurate instrumentation like a DC motor as a generator, along with a capacitor, diode, and rechargeable battery with the USB port. Once the system is implemented, we do the evaluation. The system was tested repeatedly during the real cycling session and improved step by step until it gives stable and reliable result. Moving to the next, that is the data analysis. In the screen, we can show the two graphs. The first one is mobile charge versus time, and the second one is the mobile charge versus distance. The mobile charge is in percentage, and the time required is in hours. Also, the mobile charge in second graph on y-axis is in percentage, and x-axis it is in kilometer. So overall conclusion from these data analysis is our system is convert 45 to 50% of kinetic energy into usable electrical energy. A typical smartphone with 3000 milliampere battery reach 60% charge, like from 20% to 80% in about 2.5 to 3 hours on an average moderate cycle. These values shows that the system is not only functional but also practical in real world uses. Then the next slide is innovative approaches. Kind charge brings some unique and innovative elements, like it provides a self-sufficient energy solution that does not depend on any grid. It uses DC motor, as I already told you, as a generator, which is more efficient for human-powered energy harvesting compared to the alternative. The system is lightweight, portable, and cost-effectively since it is made from easily available components. Additionally, this project can also serve as the educational demonstration of energy conservation as well as renewable technology for students and communities. Then the next one is this technology integration. The kind charge system integrate the simple but effective technologies as shown in the pictures. You can show here the actual model. Here we use the Here we use the DC motor, which works as a generator to convert mechanical energy into electricity. Also, we use the diode, which prevent reverse current flow and protect the circuit. Then we use the USB port for the provide a standard 5-volt output for charging devices. Then we use the rechargeable battery, which stores the energy so that charging is possible even when the cycle is not moving. This combination ensures that the system remains safe, stable, and convenient for users. Moving to the next, that is results and finding. The finding of our research is encouraging. The first one is charging a smartphone battery from 20% to 80%, that is overall the 60%, requires about 2.5 to 3 hours of cycling at a moderate speed, that is 15 kilometers per hour. The charging process was consistent, safe, and reliable. The design is low cost and adaptable, meaning it could be the scalable for the large applications in the future. Then the moving to the next, that is the future scope. So in the future, Kindchan can be improved and applied in a wider context. The first one is the wireless charging, which can be added for the user convenience through would require improved efficiency. The second one, it can be extended to the public bicycles charging station or integrated in gyms where the cycling machines could generate a power. And the last one is the hybrid system can be created by combining cycling energy as well as solar energy, wind energy for better generation of electricity. Thus, Kindstar has the potential to become a part of the large renewable energy ecosystem. Here we use the references. Our work builds upon the several studies and technologies in the field of renewable energy and bicycle-based generation. The references included papers on bicycle dynamos, hybrid charging system, supercapacitor-based device, and human-powered solution published in journals such as Renewable Energy Review and IEEE Sensor Journal and others. This study gave us a strong foundation and helped to shape our design to kind charge. At last, to conclude, kind charge is a sustainable, practical, and affordable energy solution that makes the use of cycling motion to power portable devices. We hope this project will contribute towards eco-friendly alternatives for daily energy needs. I sincerely thank the ISBM conference team for giving me this opportunity to present my work, and thank you all.
Thank you for this presentation. I would like to ask our session chair if she has any questions for this particular presentation.
Highly nice presentation. Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. One question I would like to ask is, what are the main challenges in scaling kind charge for widespread use? For example, you mentioned public bike sharing system.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question once?
What are the main challenges in scaling your system, kind charge, in public
Okay.
bike sharing system?
Okay. So, kind charge for the widespread use, such as like public bike sharing system, uh, it is rough handling and different riser and varying through the weather. So the system would need a strong weatherproof enclosure to protect the electronic from rain and dust. Then it also need to be vibration damping mountains to handle the continuous use of rough terrains. And for energy storage management, because the multiple users would accept reliable charging, so the battery capacity and charging distribution need to be carefully planned.
Okay. One more question. Beyond charging devices, could your technology be adapted for other renewable energy applications?
So yes, like definitely. Our technology is not limited to charging only small devices like smartphone. The same principle of kinetic to electrical energy conversion can be adapted to other renewable energy application, like it is integrated with solar or wind system to form the hybrid energy solution, which improves the reliability of off-grid areas. Or in gyms, like there are stationary bicycles could be fitted with the system to generate a power while people exercises. Then also the large scale application could include like public charging station or even powering IoT devices and sensors in smart cities. It will be used. So KindCharge is a flexible platform that can easily expand beyond the mobile charging into a wide renewable energy ecosystem, as and conservation is there now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the presentation. We'll be moving on with our next presentation now. For the next presentation, we have Surya Anugrah, who is presenting his another paper, Optimizing Tax Revenue to Support the Achievement of Sustainable Development Goals 13, Mitigating Climate Change Through Carbon Tax Policy.
Okay, so now I will be presenting my research titled Optimizing Tax Revenue for SDG 13, Mitigating Climate Change Through Carbon Tax Policy. So this study examines how developing countries can design effective carbon tax policies that balance both environmental and fiscal objectives. So let me start with the challenge. Carbon taxes are one of the most important policy tools to mitigate climate change. They work by internalizing the cost of greenhouse gas emission, making polluters pay for the damage they cause. But here's the problem. Why many developed countries have implemented such a tax, developing countries face structural, economic, and political obstacles. This gap creates a major challenge for achieving SDG 13 climate action. So what does this study focus on? I analyzed 10 developing countries between 2021 until 2023 using panel data regression. So the question is simple. How do environmental and fiscal factors influence carbon tax rates? First, environmental factors measured by per capita carbon emission. Second, fiscal factors measured by tax revenue as a share of GDP. To answer these questions, I built on three main theories. The first one, environmental economics. Carbon taxes as Pigouvian tax to internalize negative externalities. The second, optimal tax theory, designing tax system to maximize welfare and minimize distortions. Three, dual purpose instrument, carbon taxes serve two roles, controlling emissions and generating revenue. Ideally, carbon taxes should both reduce emissions and strengthen fiscal system. Methodologically, I applied panel data regression across the 10 countries. The dependent variable is the carbon tax rate measured in USD per ton of carbon oxide. The independence variable are per capita carbon emission and tax revenue as percentage of GDP. So panel regression allows us to control for country-specific differences, giving stronger evidence for causal relationships. So now the first key finding, per capita carbon emissions are negatively and significantly related to the carbon tax rates. The coefficient is minus 6.09 with p-value smaller than 1%. In other words, the higher emission, the lower the carbon tax rate. This is a paradox, and it goes against what we would expect from the theory. So the second finding relates the fiscal factors. Tax revenue as percentage of GDP doesn't significantly influence carbon tax rates. This means fiscal considerations like raising government revenue are not main drivers for carbon tax decisions in developing economics. So how do we explain this paradox? High emission countries often keep their carbon taxes low. Why? Because of political pressures and economic reliance on emissions intensive industries. But the consequence is serious. This weakness this weakens global climate actions and slows progress towards SDG 13. So another insight from the analysis is the separation between fiscal and environment goals. Environmental policy, reducing emissions, is the primary driver. Fiscal consolidation, raising revenue, is not a major determinant. So this shows that carbon tax policy in developing countries is shaped more by political and environmental priorities rather than by fiscal strategy. So to conclude, we found a negative correlation between emission and carbon tax rates. This reveals a clear gap between theory and practice. What is needed is an integrated policy approach, one that combines environmental goals, fiscal reforms, and strong political commitment. And importantly, greater international cooperation is essential to help developing countries strengthen their carbon tax system. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask the session chair for her questions on this
Yeah.
particular presentation.
Thank you, Surya.
Yeah, ma'am.
What would be your top recommendation for policymakers who want to align carbon tax reforms more closely with SDG 13?
Who want to align? Sorry, ma'am.
What would be your top recommendation for policymakers who want to align carbon tax reforms more closely with SDG 13, climate action?
Okay. Okay. So I can say from this one, the first one, strengthen political commitment and public communication. The second, design integrated policy framework. And the last one, promote international and regional cooperation. Maybe that's a top 3 recommendation from me, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome, ma'am.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next presentation, we have Navya H, who is going to present her paper, Promoting Sustainable Futures Through Quality Education.
The title of my paper is Promoting Sustainable Futures Through Quality Education. So the abstract is education is an important tool in empowering people with required knowledge and influencing their perspective and attitude for transforming the society. This assumes more importance in the context of the goal of lifelong learning. Achieving goals require behavioral change at multiple levels. This study is an attempt to assess the impact of education on the perspectives of people in promoting eco-friendly behavior. Quality education is invariably connected with a certain goals such as reducing poverty and promoting gender equality. As we drive towards the target of SDGs, a closer look at the relation of education with the goals of zero hunger, gender equality, and poverty reduction points towards the urgency in using education not merely as a goal but a catalyst for attending the desired goals. So, the introduction is the 2013 Agenda for Sustainable Development is a set of 17 goals applicable universally, irrespective of location. It is the result for a prolonged search for global cooperation for a better world. The Millennium Development Goals framed in 2000 that preceded the SDGs focused on more urgent issues like poverty, hunger, and access to education. The focus of this study is to highlight the role of quality education, that is SDG 4, in accelerating some of the goals such as no poverty, SDG 1, zero hunger, SDG 2, and gender equality, SDG 5. Of all forms of resources that contribute to social and economic prosperity, human resources occupy a pivotal place. By promoting quality education inclusive in nature, the potential of human resources can be harnessed to promote peace and prosperity and preserve the planet. Inclusive education is an assuring tool to promote gender equality. Education can dismantle social norms that are perpetuating gender inequality. Education leads to greater participation in women for labor force. It can promote women empowerment and a better quality of life. All this highlight the urgent need for investing in an education system that will promote a sustainable future. A study on the perception of people on the role of education in promoting the interconnected areas revealed that there is a strong favor towards the right intervention in policy making and implementation. The objectives of the study are to assess the impact of education in altering the perspectives of the people, in particular, the role of education in eliminating poverty, the role of education in removing hunger, the role of education in reducing gender inequality. Methodology. The methodology used is a cross-sectional study to understand the perspective of educated regarding the role of education. A series of questions related to integration of quality education with selected sustainable development goals were addressed to the respondents. The questions related to their perspective on the role of education in promoting sustainable development goals. This calls for policy formulation and intervention. The analysis and discussions are the data shows nearly equal gender representation with 49% male and 51% female respondent. The majority of respondents, 71% are 20 to 30, indicating strong participation from younger individuals. Older age groups are less represented with a gradual decline in numbers as age increases. Many in this group have pursued postgraduate studies 40%, but a smaller fraction holds undergraduate degrees 13%. The data shows that 66% of the respondents are from urban areas, while 34% are from rural areas. This suggests higher participation from the urban populations, possibly due to better access to the survey or greater engagement with the topic. The majority, 65% of the respondents, have an income of up to 1 lakh, while higher income groups have lower representation. This suggests that most participants come from lower income background with fewer from middle and higher income brackets. Role of quality education in promoting SDGs. A large majority of respondents believe that quality education plays a crucial role in promoting sustainable development. That is 87% rating it as strong or very strong. Similarly, 78% see a strong link between quality education and a better quality of life, highlighting its importance in creating a more sustainable and equitable future. The majority of the respondents believe that quality education plays a significant role in reducing poverty, 85%, achieving zero hunger, 79%, and promoting gender equality, 83%. This highlights a strong belief that education is a key driver in building a more just and sustainable society. A vast majority of respondents support free primary and secondary education and emphasize the importance of skills-based learning, 92%, financial literacy, 87%, and nutrition and health education, 19%. Additionally, 83% believe in a gender-sensitive curriculum, reflecting a strong demand for a well-rounded and inclusive education system. Quality education for reducing poverty. The majority of respondents sees teaching job skills 85%, promoting entrepreneurship 87%, and increasing access to higher education 81% as highly effective in creating better career opportunities. This highlights a strong belief that education plays a key role in shaping employability, self-sufficiency, and long-term success. Quality education and other SDGs. The data highlights a strong on the importance of gender equality in education, with the majority considering key initiatives as extremely or very strong, including equal access to education, 84%, raising awareness of gender bias, 87%, inclusive curricula, 84%, mentorship for unrepresented genders, 81%, and equal participation in leadership and extracurricular activities, 84%. This reflects a widespread belief that education should be inclusive, empowering, and free from gender biased barriers to ensure equal opportunities for all. The data suggests that gender related challenges in education persist through their A significant portion of respondents perceive cultural norms 60%, gender bias in teaching 59%, limited opportunities in certain fields 61%, lack of gender sensitive teacher training 65%, and inadequate school policy 62% as at least a slight to major challenge. While outright barriers may not be overwhelming, these issues still pose considerable hurdles, highlighting the need for systematic reforms, teacher training, and policy improvements to create a more inclusive and equitable education system. The data reflects a strong belief in the effectiveness of gender inclusive initiatives in education. A majority of respondents consider equal opportunities in subject and activities 84%, scholarship for marginalized genders 83%, teacher training in gender inclusion 85%, anti-harassment policies 85%, and family and community involvement 88% as highly effective measures. This highlights a widespread agreement that systematic efforts through policies, training, and community engagement are crucial for creating a truly inclusive and equitable education system. The suggestions are education has cross sector
This
reach
is
in
your
shifting the
reminder
condition.
that 8 minutes are over. Please finish your presentation within the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, so the suggestions are education has cross sector. Education is a passport for the woman to enter in the labor force, and sustainability is a journey, and education is vital in moving ahead. And digitalization, optimization, and automation are continually advancing. So the conclusion is the need for the hour is to use quality education as a tool towards promoting equality, accelerating development, and sustaining environment. There is always a possibility that in the race of development, consumerism might overtake sustainability. An understanding of the inscrutable law of nature is essential for sustainability. A healthy way of life nurtured by unselfishness and harmony alone can lead to ultimate well-being. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now like Geeta Navle ma'am to please ask her questions on this particular
Yeah.
topic.
Since your study is based on a cross-sectional survey, were there any surprising patterns of or demographic differences in attitudes toward eco-friendly behavior?
No, ma'am, mainly the study is with the three SDGs, that is no poverty, zero hunger, and gender equality, for promoting the future. Uh,
Okay. Your results point to the need for right strategy and policy interventions. Could you share one or two policy recommendations that governments can adopt to enhance sustainability?
yes, ma'am. That integrating education with principles of circular economy like eco-friendly practices, resources efficiency, and sustainable lifestyles from earlier stage and all.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll move ahead with our next presentation. For our next presentation, we have Trang Phong Doi, who is going to present his paper, Research and Analyze Stock Trends in Vietnam's Banking Industry based on Real Data.
Uh, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm very pleased to present our research titled Research and Analysis Stock Trend in Vietnam Banking Industry by on real data. This work was conducted by me, Trần Phương Duy, together with my colleague Nguyen Tung Anh from the University of Information Technology, VNU SCM. Introduction. Vietnam's stock market have been privately invested year, and the banking sector play a central role due to its large market capitalization and influence on market industry. Understanding banking stock price fluctuation and sure for both investor and policy markets. However, traditional methods are open, influence, and various market. Our solution is the in-ray quantitative model, machine learning techniques, and visualization soon to provide more reliable insight. Our research have four main objectives: collect and process historical data of major Vietnamese bank from 2019 to 2023. Apply statistical and machine learning techniques to identify pattern, develop visualization tool to explore and present stock trend, provide actionable insight to spot better in investment decision. Uh, Literature review. Literature study show three important findings. First, Vietnamese banking stock are highly sensitive to market volatility with correlation to the VIX run from minus 0.5 to minus 0.72. Second, S and flow are a strong predictor of stock price with correlation power 0.60. Thus, the foreign capital flow have some short-term impact, especially in the spot COVID periods. Recent expand a machine learning risk model such as random forest deep learning and value at risk how so high actually and robustness for emerging market. Research methods. We collect that data from whole list by using so such as Yahoo Finance with Stock and Cafe F. The review cover 2019 to 2023 in extension to stock price and volume and include macroeconomics available such as interest rate, inflation, GDP growth, and exchange rate. Technical indicator like ISA mark and moving averages, and finally data pre-processing step include clean normalization and isolate. Algorithm we collect data we apply in compilation of transition as a modern algorithm. Regression model linear logistic regression to capture linear relationship and classify stock movement. Time series model via for interdependency among a variable and wrap for volatility clustering. Risk model value at risk to estimate maximum parental loss. Machine learning random forest with a skill 82% actually, and SVM effective on less noisy data. System over DRAM data source, step data extraction, step data regression, and index analysis. Is experiment one. The first is experiment assess the impact of the fit index on industry research shows some negative correlation between -0.61 stay -0.73 and security in contract, healthcare, and customer that different sector. This confirm that banking stop the highly sensitive to forecast flow and investor segment. Experiment through finance indicator foreign flow. The second is experience analyst ESP ROS, PE, and forex cash flow research in indicate that the ESP and row have strong positive impact. Why PE have the opposite effect when the valuation too high. Foreign cash flow positive affect bank stock performance, especially during recovery period. The model actually more than 73% actually precision long term versus short term performance. Immediately three risk assignment which via the first experience apply the value at risk model as the 95 confidence level. The average one day via range from 1.8% to 3.2% VCB and ICB, so low risk and stability, while LPB and TPB exert high volatility as risk important. We are increasing significantly during 2020 and 2022, reflecting market stress. Discuss,
This is your
discuss.
gentle reminder. I'm so sorry for interrupting, but your
Yeah,
9 minutes are over, so please try to finish your presentation early. Thank you.
yes. Discuss urban stock chain tomorrow trader inflow and macro. However, so Tamban strengthen better management strong the and conclude contribution finance increase ESB role and foreign flow strong as after ban stop right with index so some collection with ban performance. Machine learning imports of actually VAR proofs and variable interest is main framework that believes the application market code global in platform analysis risk assignment in sport value market. That include my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, you have used multiple data sources, host, Viet, stock, cafe. How did you ensure data consistency and accuracy across the platforms? Did you encounter any challenges in data pre-processing?
Uh, yes. Thank you for your question. We use cover app because it's a one of most relevant financial portal in Vietnam. It's the provide receive data a stock price, training volume, and finance indicator to ensure actually I show also West Cafe app data which the other was like Yahoo Finance with stock.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Now we'll move on towards the next presentation. The next presentation will be given by Usha Sadni ma'am, who is going to cover a paper Role specific gender differences in employee attrition, evidence from multi method workforce study. I would like to confirm if Usha ma'am is present in the meeting. Okay, so we'll move on to the next presentation. Is anyone present on behalf of ma'am here? No one. Okay, so we'll move on to the next particular presentation. The next presentation will be given by Priyanka S. Dore, who is going to present her paper titled The Role of Leadership Styles in Preventing Burnout and Promoting a Sustainable Work Environment in Healthcare Organizations.
Yes, sir. Can I start my screen sharing, sir?
Yes,
Now you can, sir, I'm audible.
yes, you're audible.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priyanka Dhore, and I am today presenting the topic the role of leadership style in preventing burnout and promoting a sustainable work environment in healthcare organizations. So, there is a content, and after looking at it, there is an abstract. Healthcare is the one of the most demanding fields, and the burnout has become a major concern that affects not only healthcare workers but also patient care and organizational performance. In this presentation, I'll share you supportive leadership like transformational and health promoting styles can make a real difference. So now, supportive leaderships like transformational, ethical, and health promoting styles helps reduce burnout by encouraging teamwork and empathy. This improves job satisfaction, work-life balances, which boost overall performance in healthcare settings. Burnout is a big issue nowadays. Burnout is a big issue in healthcare because of high stress and workloads. The leaders play key role in making workplace healthy. This study looks at how supportive leadership can reduce burnout and improve workplace sustainability. Then, so my objectives of study was see how leadership supports affects their burnout prevention and employees' well-being. Uh, Second one is the identify leadership states and create a sustainable work environment. And next, understand how leadership styles relate to employee stress and burnout. Then literature review. Research, our research shows positive leadership styles like transformational and ethical reduce burnouts and improve job satisfaction. Like strong leadership also boosts employee well-being and helps organizations stay sustainable leadership, especially in tough times like COVID-19. Leadership works best when match a supportive workplace culture. Then this is the hypothesis we propose. Supportive leadership reduces burnout. Transformational and empathetic leadership improves well-being, and fair workload and supportive policies workplace more sustainable. Now move towards the my data analysis. Table one shows leadership support and burnout prevention. The average score shows that employees leadership support for burnout prevention as a moderate. And among all aspects, work-life balances effort scored as the highest, around 3.09, and the suggest leaders how are somewhat effective, but there is still room to strengthen their involvement and communication. Next to the table 2, there's a descriptive statistic for leadership style and employee well-being. Uh, we see a positive correlation between supportive leadership styles and employee well-being. And for example, empathetic and transformational leadership behaviors like emotional, supportive, and constructive feedback are linked with to reduce burnout with a strong correlation. Then leaders are responsive, fair, and communicate. Employees feel less stressed and more satisfied with their work. Then next is findings. Employees rated leadership support as a moderate with work-life balance scoring highest. Empathetic and transformational leaders are a strong positive effect on well-being. Policies exist but need better implementation and visibility. In conclusion is supportive leadership reduces stress and burnout. Then leadership development focus on like we are focusing on empathy and staff engagement to ensure the quality of patient care. Then our recommendations is uh, provide training to build empathetic and transformational leadership skills. Uh, straight set up burnout prevention program with clear leadership responsibility and promote sustainable work culture with balanced workloads and flexible scheduling. And, yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, Based on your findings, what specific leadership practices or interventions can healthcare managers implement immediately to foster
Like ma'am,
supportive work environment?
like ma'am, we are providing the flexible work for our staff because in a healthcare organization there is a not a flexible work. It's always there is a routine work like only in shift, night shift, and they have a very work, more workload. So we try to be empathetic if they ask about their leave and any issues regarding. So we are connecting emotionally, providing the empathy and supportive leadership style. We listen to them and we provide their what they want in their situation. Like they want if the training is available, if they frustrated about their work, why should they are frustrated, we find, then we give this training and whatever they want we are try to manage the situation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So now we will look at the particular participants and give them a last call if they are present, or we will move forward towards the conclusion of the session.
Wait, Rohan, I'm sharing the screen because your screen is not visible. Just a
Okay.
moment.
So we would like to check if Anubrata Dhar Chaudhary is present in the session. He is not. We can move ahead. We would like to check if Krishna, Saurabh, Soni, or anyone on her behalf is present in this session. We can move ahead. We would like to check if Usha Sadhni or anyone on her particular behalf is present here. All right. We'll move towards the conclusion of the session. Before concluding the session, I would like to ask Dr. Geeta Navle ma'am if she has something to share, or else we can move towards the conclusion as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Rohan. Yeah. Esteemed participants and attendees, it has been an honor to preside over this virtual gathering and witness the exceptional depth of knowledge and expertise demonstrated by each of you. The presentations and discussions throughout this conference have been nothing short of impressive, showcasing remarkable dedication and innovation within our community. As the session chair, I have had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the passion and the commitment displayed in each presentation. The quality of research, articulation of ideas, and the enthusiasm for discovery have been truly inspiring. I commend all the participants for your hard work, diligence, and the relentless pursuit of excellence in your respective fields. Your contributions not only add to the collective knowledge but also pave the way for future advancements and breakthroughs. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the presenters and the participants for your outstanding contributions. Your dedication to the pursuit of knowledge is commendable and holds the promise of a brighter future. I would also like to express my gratitude to the organizers for inviting me as a session chair. Hope to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
As we conclude, firstly, I would like to extend a sincere thanks to our session chair, Dr. Geeta Navle ma'am, for guiding this session with thoughtful leadership. On behalf of Team ISBM 2025 and the Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners, we are pleased to present this token of appreciation in the recognition of your particular valuable presence and for your precise but analytical questions which help guide this particular session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here and for being a part of ISBM 2025.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rohan.
I sincerely thank all the authors for their excellent presentations and contributions in this session, and for all our participants to be a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on the behalf of whole team, we thank you for your support during this fourth version of ISBN 25. It is to go notice for all the presenters that they will get their digital certificates through their emails within 2 working days. And all the publications will be live within 7 to 8 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ISBN 25. Before we conclude, I will request everyone to please turn on their cameras so we can take a quick photo. Okay, I'm clicking. Yes. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.